Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Today's program is called Casting Confirmation. This is a new video series I'll be doing where when an actor is officially confirmed for a role, I will be doing a video about that. Today's confirmation is about Eddie Brock, aka Venom. Oh yeah, Venom baby, this is gonna be a good one. And by the way, this poster is fan made. This is not an official poster for the future Venom movie, but it is a pretty good one, don't you think? Unless you've been living underneath a rock, you should know that Sony is making a Venom standalone movie. They now have officially named the actor who's going to be the lead in that movie, and it's going to be Tom Hardy. And that's a slam dunk in terms of casting. I'm going to get into that in just a little bit, but let's give some background information on Venom. Eddie Brock as Venom made his first full appearance in SpiderMan number 300 in 1988. And he has surpassed the Green Goblin as Spider-Man's arch enemy. The Eddie Brock Venom character has been portrayed in a movie before. It was Spider-Man 3. The Tobey Maguire version, and it was probably one of the biggest screw-ups ever in the history of casting in movies. And that's for two reasons. Reason number one is they tried to squeeze in Venom. He only had about maybe 15 minutes of screen time. The main villains in the movie were the Sandman and the Green Goblin's son. They treated Eddie Brock as Venom as just a fill-in character and just an afterthought. The character is too important to the Spider-Man mythos to be treated that way. Number two, and the biggest reason they screwed it up, was that they chose Topher Grace from That 70s Show to play Venom. This guy was the least popular character on That 70s Show. That would be like DC hiring the guy that plays Howard on The Big Bang Theory to go play Black Adam. Seriously, that's how ridiculous it was casting Topher Grace to play this character. Yep, time for those fail signs again. There they go. There they go. Eddie Brock looks like the comic book version of Brock Lesnar, and you signed this guy to play him? But I digress. Let's move on to the positives about what's going on here. Tom Hardy is what you want as Eddie Brock. As I stated before, it's a home run. In terms of performance, he's an A+ actor. He's a British method actor who really gets into his roles. He's completely consumed and becomes that character. You're familiar with his work, even if you don't think you are. For example, he played Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. He also was a member of Leonardo DiCaprio's team in the 2010 movie Inception, but he's probably best known as the lead character in Mad Max Fury Road. As I stated before, in terms of acting, he's A+. In terms of box office, he's B+. But playing the lead as Venom may make him a household name now. He has the acting chops and the physicality, which you can see here, to play any superhero or supervillain that he wants. So Tom Hardy as Venom? Hell yeah. I have to admit though, I am a little nervous, and here's why. Sony owns the movie rights to Spider-Man and all his supporting characters and his rogues gallery. So despite the deal that brings Spider-Man into the MCU, Sony can do whatever they want with the characters. And Sony has pitched the Venom movie to be a standalone movie coming out in late 2018 that's not relying on Spider-Man to set it up. I believe it's too fast of a turnaround, and I don't trust Sony to handle this by themselves. Hell, they hired Topher Grace to play Venom before, so I wouldn't put anything past them. At the end of the day, this is about greed and jealousy. Sony is looking at Fox, who has multiple franchises with their X-Men properties. And Sony wants to do the same thing because it's about billions of dollars to be made. Let's look at it. Fox has the main X-Men universe. They're going to have the New Mutants universe. These are the PG-13 ones. They're going to have the R-rated Deadpool series, which is going to go on forever. There's going to be a Cable and X-Force coming out of Deadpool. There's also going to be a Wolverine movie that's going to be rebooted eventually. So if you count it, Fox has 5 franchises that can be multiple movies and have all of these on tap for the next 20 years set, worth billions. So Sony has Spider-Man, but they don't have the other franchises set up. That's why they were trying to do the Sinister Six. And now Venom. If that works, then they can do Carnage. And then the Black Cat, or Spider-Gwen, or Silk, or even Miles Morales Spider-Man, huh? And if they were smart, which Sony is not, they would firmly establish Spider-Man first and let Spider-Man set up all these other projects and let them come out of the Spider-Man universe organically and don't try to force it. But they're greedy and they want to get to this now. Spider-Man in the MCU is a deal that is limited. The deal was for him to appear in Civil War, 2 solo Homecoming movies, and the 2 Infinity War movies. That gets you to the year 2021, and Sony does not have to re-up their deal with Marvel. But they should, because they have a history of messing up the character, and they need Marvel to show them how to do it. So about Venom movie, I have mixed feelings. I'm excited about Tom Hardy playing Venom, They couldn't have picked a better actor to play him. But I'm also nervous at the same time because they're not going to use the Spider-Man movies to set up Venom the correct way, where he might be the villain in Spider-Man Homecoming Volume 2 or Volume 3 and then spin off from there. But if that happens, Sony has to wait to the year 2021 or later, and they want Venom in 2018 right now. If this works the way that Sony wants, they're going to have an action horror franchise similar to Alien or Predator, which they can run for the next 20 years or longer, and then you can get into stuff like Agent Venom or Venom Space Knight. Okay, now for collectors, let's get into the key issues for Venom. There's plenty of it, but let's start at the beginning. In Amazing Spider-Man issue 298 and 299, he makes his first cameos. In 298, they just show his hands as he vows revenge against Spider-Man. In 299, he shows up in another cameo and he scares the shit out of Mary Jane Watson. That brings us to Spider-Man 300, which is his first full appearance. 9.8 CGCs of this are going for about $2,000 and rising. The character shows up again in issue 315 where he gets a cameo cover shown here in the upper right hand corner, and then in issue 316 he makes his first full cover appearance. He also shows up in issue 317. There's many more key issues beyond that, but you want to start with the basics at the very beginning. What's also cool is that all of these books I just mentioned are drawn by Todd McFarlane. He took over Spider-Man with issue 298 and the first artist to draw Venom, so his depiction of what this character should look like is what everyone uses as a template. In saying that, congratulations to Tom Hardy for being selected to play Venom and Ruben Fleischer for being selected to be the director. So what do you think? Do you think that Tom Hardy is a good choice like I do? And are you nervous about how they're going to use the character in a standalone movie? I have to admit that I am, but I would still be there on opening night. Hopefully they don't mess this up and Marvel is advising Sony on how to do it. As always, be sure to subscribe, give the thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so others can learn about the channel. Be sure to follow my blog at comicpower.net. On social media, follow me at facebook.com/comicpower.net and comicpower-universe.tumblr.com. And don't forget twitter.com/comicpowersub. I also sell comics on eBay at this link. Thank you for watching Casting Confirmation from Comic Power. This is Comic Killer 72 signing out and saying bye-bye. Don't forget to share this video, click on subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and tell everyone you know about this channel to help it grow. Thank you for your support.